If you were able to sleep through that last night, more power to you. Boy, it rained awfully hard in parts of the state, and obviously there are parts of the state that are flooding as a result. News 8's Brian Spiros is out this morning in Monroe with a look at the situation there. And Brian, that's a spot that we know all too well in Connecticut.
Well, good morning, Chris. Good morning, everyone. The rain has tapered off since we last checked in about 15 minutes ago. It's now just lightly misting. We are standing along the Housatonic River, and right behind me is the Stevenson Dam. And because of all the rain that we had yesterday and into early this morning, that dam has been opened to relieve a lot of that water coming from upstream. It is now going downriver towards Shelton, and there's an area in Shelton known as the Maples, which is prone to flooding. It's very low lying along the Housatonic River. We have video that we shot earlier when we were down there. We drove through the area. Now, there was some minor flooding in some areas. Much of the road was passable, but again, there was several inches of rain in one area. Much of the river is coming right up to the homes. We noticed that neighbors were up this early in the morning. They were down in their basements making sure that there was no flooding. They were moving many of their belongings up higher so that if water does get in the basement, it doesn't get wet. People were also out moving their cars to higher ground as well. Now, we spoke to one woman, and she said that as long as the rain starts to hold off and stop, the flooding shouldn't be too bad, but they've seen serious flooding in years past. This morning, though, it's nothing compared to what they've seen. Again, they are taking precautions, and everyone is just keeping an eye on it to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. That is the very latest. We are reporting live from Monroe. Brian Spiros, News 8.
All right, Brian, thank you. Obviously, also very difficult to get around on the road in parts this morning. There's going to be some pooling, especially on some of the sides as you're making a turn. We've got your back this morning. A live look at the roads. News 8's Noel Gardner is in the mobile weather lab, getting a look at how things are around the state. Good morning, Noel.
Good morning, Chris. And we've been driving throughout the state, checking out your morning commute, and it is a bit dangerous out here. I want to give you a live look because we are near a lot of flooding, major flooding here under I-95 on Route 10. You can see those flashing lights. That's the police officer. He's parked there warning drivers. We've seen some drivers in small vehicles try to drive through this flooded area. They are having a very tough time. The larger trucks are making their way underneath the overpass, and we've seen some drivers actually back up, not attempting this. If you do see flooding like this, turn around, don't attempt to go through it. Again, we are on LT Grasso Boulevard, and we are in a four-wheel drive, and it's been very difficult for us to maneuver on the highway and town roads. And this morning we've seen a lot of cars hydroplane. Drivers look like they were going a bit too fast, losing control and merging into other lanes. So if you guys have to head out this morning, make sure you give yourself some extra time. I'm live this morning in the mobile weather lab. Noel Gardner, News 8.